the stress. There was a school shooting in Texas a few days ago. So I did what I do when I have big feelings, and I wrote a poem, and I have no one to share it with. So I'm going to read it to you guys. And I'll share it with my therapist in 114 hours. I was getting ready to leave jiu-jitsu. A 10-year-old came up to me and asked, "What's going on with guns these days? What's going on in the news? Why will nobody tell me, but everyone is talking about it?" And I tell him people aren't always smart, and sometimes it's easier not to know what's going on. And I send him on his way when his parents come to pick him up. I've spent the whole day imagining, going over different scenarios. What will I do when I get called? How will I cope with small bodies with bullet wounds? My mind takes the bodies I've seen in the past and shrinks their faces down to middle schoolers sitting in class. Next week is 6 months I've been a medic. I'm still new, and really nothing ever prepares you for something like that. I just don't know how to deal with what I'm seeing in the news. So I'm practicing my emotions for when it happens. When it happens here, my job is to help, and I don't have time for feelings. So I imagine small bodies, threading a needle into a tiny arm, or drilling into a bone, still growing, not fully hard. I imagine getting to the ER, child's body on my stretcher, and waiting in the hallway because all the rooms are full. The only hospital in the area that is equipped for a child who's been shot has 7 trauma rooms. Half a nurse per room when they're fully staffed. And I know what happens then. The ambulance who brought in the patient stays with the patient until there's a nurse and a bed. I've done it before with an adult and it sucks. 2 hours I've stood in that hall. Children take top priority, but when the pile gets big enough, things are bound to fall. But then again, there might not even be 7 who make it to the hospital. I've told enough parents that their children were gone to know just how much that sucks. To know that if this happens to me, that will be my last day on the truck. Am I catastrophizing? Maybe. But then again, was I catastrophizing when I imagined doing CPR on someone I knew so that if it happened, I would be prepared, and then 2 months later it happened? Is there even a difference between catastrophizing and being prepared? When you live in the country that accounts for 5% of the world's population and 31% of the world's mass shootings.